There are just 2 games left for most teams now in the Championship, and this playoff race is getting crazier by the week. And today I thought, you know what, let's just try and predict this thing. Like, this is going to be fucking difficult to predict because there's been so many twists and turns, and especially in the last few weeks or so. So this is going to be insanely hard to predict, but I thought, you know, for a bit of fun, let's have a look at each team who are in the playoff race. Let's have a look at everyone in the last couple of results and see whether or not I think they'll make it in the Championship playoffs. Now, don't forget, this is my predictions, my stupid prediction. It's probably going to be wrong, because they always fucking are. So, yeah, don't be offended if I predict your team to miss out on top 6, okay? It just saves me and you both a lot of time, doesn't it, really? And on Thursday, I'm going to be making a video on the relegation battle, because due to results at the weekend, that's also become very interesting, and I'm very intrigued to see how that's going to go. But without further ado, let's get into this. So as you guys can see now on screen, I do have a little spreadsheet here of the Championship current table, and then obviously down here we do have the last 5 results, the remaining fixtures, and my predictions for those fixtures. So let's have a look at the current table. So Coventry and Sunderland are both inside the top 6 as it stands. Coventry with that nice little point cushion over Sunderland, Millwall and Blackburn. Whereas, you know, it's getting pretty congested, and to be fair, it's looking nice for these 4 here. These 4 down at the bottom have got a bit of work to do, let's be honest. But yeah, if you're one of these 4 teams, you're probably thinking your team's got a good chance of making the playoffs. These 4 depends. Now, so I do want to clarify that both Blackburn and West Brom do have games in hand. However, they probably would rather not have those games in hand just because of who they're playing. But we'll get into those in a little bit. So, yep, this is the current state of play right now. Swansea is coming out of nowhere, which is kind of mad. And Watford, who are now in 13th, actually now can't get into the playoffs mathematically, because although they are only 6 points off Sunderland, obviously Millwall and Blackburn still have to play each other, meaning that someone's guaranteed to get points. So therefore Watford can't actually get the top 6 this season. So looking at, we're going to go in reverse order from starting off from Swansea and ending with Coventry. So looking at Swansea, their last 5 results, like they are the informed team of these 8. They are the informed team, winning 4 and drawing 1 of the last 5, picking up a possible 13 points out of 15, which is very nice. 0-0 away Coventry, which isn't a bad result. Then wins against Wigan, Huddersfield, and then big wins against Preston and Norwich. Against Swansea, they haven't really been up there at all this season. Yet, miraculously, you could say they're now in the mix, because, well, everyone around them just can't seem to win to save their lives right now. And yeah, they're in some really nice form. And to be fair, looking at the 2 last remaining games, actually are, well, I mean, you could say probably compared to others are pretty favourable fixtures, but Hull away, I mean, to be fair, Hull are a very tough team to beat right at the moment, and especially away from home. And West Brom at home, who themselves are fighting for a playoff spot, is going to be a tough one. And although Swansea are doing very well, and they have proven that they can beat the teams around them, like in Preston Norwich, I just don't see them winning the last 2 games, which is a bit mental. But honestly, Hull are a really tough team, like, especially under Rosina. There's a very tough team to beat, and yeah, I think Swansea will draw both their last 2 games, and then you'll see a pretty common theme, I think, in this video, where the teams in the playoff race who are playing each other, there's going to be quite a few stalemates, I think, there. So Swansea picking up just 2 points out of the remaining games, leaving them on 64 points, which already is going to lead them pretty short. But to be fair, they were never really going to. I don't think they're really going to get it. Let's be honest. Norwich, on the other hand, have had a pretty dismal run of form. I mean, started off well with 2-0 win against Blackburn, but since then, disappointing 0-0 draw against Rotherham at home, may I add. Then that embarrassing 5-1 battering away at Middlesbrough, 1-0 draw against struggling QPR, and then a damaging 3-0 loss at home to Swansea. So Norwich picked up form at the pretty wrong time. It's going wrong for them right now. And to be fair, their remaining fixtures again, West Brom away, not going to be easy. And Blackpool at home, and albeit it on paper it looks fine, there's a high chance that Blackpool will still have something to play for on the final day. So yeah, this could be pretty catastrophic for Norwich. However, I still think they'll come away with 3, but I think they'll probably lose away West Brom. I think West Brom are going to be fired up after that Sunderland game. And Blackpool home on the final day. I mean, to be fair, like, they've drop points against fucking Rotherham and QPR. So I really should drop points against Blackpool as well. But I'm going to back them to beat Blackpool, meaning they get 3 points out of the last 6, putting them on 65 points, which as it stands isn't too bad, but goal difference does play a big factor, and Sunderland especially have a much bigger goal difference compared to Norwich. I mean, to be fair, Coventry and Sunderland both have plus 10, which is much higher compared to these three, especially Blackburn, who are currently still the minus goal difference, which is crazy. Speaking of another team who have minus goal difference right now is Preston North End, and to be fair, they were in some fantastic form at the start of April. 2 wins against QPR right in there, but since then they've back-to-back losses against Millwall and Swansea, and then having to get a 95th minute equaliser against Blackburn. Yeah, to be fair, Preston had a very favourable run of games where they were playing teams who were at the bottom and just dreadfully out of form, and they took advantage there, but since then, playing teams who were around them, it's completely backfired, and to be fair, they're in some pretty rubbish form at the moment, and to be fair, I don't see them winning another game this season. Now, Sheffield United away right now looks daunting, but bear in mind, come Saturday 3 o'clock, Sheffield United could already be promoted, so Preston could have a little advantage there, but to be fair, hardly anyone's actually managed to take points away from Sheffield United at Bramall Lane this season, and I doubt Preston are going to break that trend, so I'm predicting a loss for them away at Sheffield United. And then Sunderland at home on the final day could be a huge game, should Preston still be in the race come that point, but since they are probably going to lose against Sheffield United, it could highly be a chance that they're probably not. However, I still think they probably could pick up a draw against Sunderland. However, this is against a Sunderland team who are pretty good on the road, so who knows. But once again, only the 1 point for Preston, putting him on 64 points, which once again means they are falling quite short there. Now West Brom, who after the games and before the weekend, they were in the driving seat, but they had to beat Sunderland yesterday and they didn't, which kind of just puts those 2 wins against Stoke and Blackpool into perspective a little bit. That the 2-0 draw against QPR, which was pretty perk because they were winning 2-0 pretty comfortably, and again at a time an out of form QPR team. Really poor of them not to take advantage there, and then obviously losing 3-1 to Rotherham away from home is poor as well. And then the remaining games, like I said earlier, they do have a game in hand, but is it really worth having? Because it's away at Sheffield United on Wednesday night, and Sheffield United have a top 2 spot to clinch if they do win this game. So, sorry West Brom, I don't see you winning this game at all. I don't see you pick up any point. I think you're going to lose against Sheffield United, and then, as we already established, I think they'll beat Norwich at home, but then we'll drop points away at Swansea on the final day, meaning that they'll pick up 4 more points and will end on 67 points, which, as it stands, could be enough, but then again, still got the 4 teams above them left to pick up points. Now, Blackburn seem to have turned the corner, and that's not a good one either. They've been in horrific form lately, and to be fair, I think Blackburn fans could probably agree that they were probably really lucky to be in the top 6 for so long because, well, for most of the season they've had a negative goal difference. How can someone be consistently in the top 6 all season but still have a negative goal difference? They didn't, they hadn't drawn a game until 2023. It was just win, loss, whatever. And I think that just goes into perspective how poor the quality of the league has been this year, because it had been any other year, Blackburn would have been 11th, 12th right now, but because of just the overall lack of quality it seems to be this year, they were in the top 6 until Tuesday anyway, and again the form just isn't good enough. They haven't lost from 5, but it's just you can't be this season, you can't be drawing games. Obviously 2-0 loss against Norwich is pretty poor, and had to come from 2-0 down to fucking draw against Huddersfield, 0-0 draw against Hull, and then conceding 95th minute equalisers against Coventry and Preston. It's just not looking good for Blackburn. To be fair, they probably got the hardest remaining games as well, because again, West Brom have a game in hand, but it's a home against Burnley, who have a title to win, and will win it, and they have a chance to do it at their fucking biggest rivals. So it's not looking good for Burnley there, for Blackburn there. And then again, Luton at home, albeit Luton don't have anything to play for because they've already got their playoff spot confirmed. They probably won't have an automatic spot to play for come Saturday lunchtime as well. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It could work on Blackburn too, but I just don't see that happening because Luton have just a solid outfit. And then Millwall will win last. It's going to be an absolutely massive game. However, again, I just can't see them. I know Millwall, who are going to get the minute on in the best form themselves, but yeah, it's not going to be for Blackburn. And again, I've predicted them to only get 1 point, which will put them on to 66 points, which means they will be finishing behind West Brom and likely behind Coventry. So again, that leaves Blackburn pretty short there. Now, moving on to Millwall, obviously last 5 results. Again, haven't been great. They've lost form at the wrong time. Pretty solid draw away at Luton, you could say, but then a disappointing loss against Hull. Good win against Preston, but then 2 really disappointing losses against Birmingham, and especially against Wigan, who, to be fair, should have already been relegated by now. But yeah, they're performing great as could be. Millwall shouldn't be losing it fucking away. Wigan, that was a really poor game. However, they've got a pretty favourable last 2 fixtures, and I mean, albeit again, Blackpool away could be a bit on the skin, especially since Blackpool again have been they've got something to play for now. And then obviously that touching on that home against Blackburn. However, I think it will be Blackpool away, and then we'll get a draw home to Blackburn, which gives them 4 points, which puts them on 69 points, which could be enough to get the playoffs. Now, one thing I will mention is, in the last 10 years, the team who's finished in 6th place has gotten at least 70 points. However, the way things are going right now, 6th place could probably get away with getting maybe 68, 69 points. Like, it really is possible that they could sneak in there. So, yeah, 69 points could be favourable for Millwall, but we'll have to see how I think Sunderland and Coventry will get on. Now, Sunderland, we are behind Swansea, the form team in this playoff race, pick up 11 points in our last 5 games. That crazy 4 draw against Hull, which really we should have won, had it not been for that last second penalty. But then recovering pretty well with some excellent wins against Cardiff and Birmingham. Really had to grind out those results. And again, a disappointing home draw against Huddersfield, where we really should have taken advantage there, we didn't. And then once again, getting another grinding result away at West Brom yesterday, which puts us in the driving seat for the playoffs. And then our remaining games, a few weeks ago, looked pretty scary, but now could be pretty favourable. Watford at home, who are just badly out of form, could be massive. And from what I've looked, we are looking at getting over 40,000 for that game, so it could be a pretty favourable game. And then Preston away. Again, Preston might not be in the playoff race come the final day, so again, could be pretty favourable for us, but we'll have to wait and see. However, like Millwall, I believe we'll only get 4 points, which again puts us on 69, and then that will obviously mean our goal difference is superior to Millwall, which means we will finish higher than Millwall, so it's very likely we will get one of the playoff spots, but will we get 5th or 6th? Coventry City, again, not the worst form in the world. I mean, to be fair, compared to other teams, it's alright, 9 points out of the last 15. 0 draw against Swansea, 2-0 draw against Watford, where again, they had to come back from 2-0 down. 3-0 win against QPR, 1-0 draw against Blackburn, and 2-1 win against Reading. Again, Coventry, probably have a pretty favourable final 2 games. Probably the best of everybody, I would imagine. Birmingham at home, we've got nothing to play for. Should be a must-win for Coventry, really. And then Middlesbrough away, although I think they probably will lose, it could be, again, pretty favourable because Borough probably won't have anything to play for. Since, again, like Luton, they'll have their playoff spot confirmed. So that could play in Coventry's favour. But, again, Middlesbrough was a tricky place to go right now, especially under Carrick. Not many teams, Middlesbrough haven't lost at home often this season, so it's a pretty big ask for Coventry. But after that win against Birmingham, we'll put them on 69 points, which, if we look at my little table down here, will be just about enough to see Coventry go into 5th place. Now, I am basing it on the current goal difference of goals scored. meaning that Coventry will be finishing above Sunderland probably on goals scored actually. So yeah, Coventry will. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, you could flip it either way on whether or not Coventry and Sunderland will finish 5th to 6th, but Millwall agonisingly will miss out on the playoffs on goal difference. I say again, like literally all 3 teams finishing down 69 points, which is going to be pretty insane. West Brom finishing 8th on 67, then Blackburn at 9th 66, then Norwich 65, and Preston 20 both on 64. All big goal difference will probably mean that Swansea probably will finish above Preston, but again, based off current league positions, that's why I've got them where they are. So those are my predictions for the Championship. Going to be insane. But I hope you guys did enjoy this little fun video. I know it's gone a little bit longer than what I would like to have gone on for, but hope you guys don't mind. Again, please don't take these predictions seriously. This is just my opinion and based on my lack of football knowledge. So again, just don't be an arsehole in the comments. But yep, on Thursday will be my relegation battle prediction, which should be pretty interesting to look at. But that's from me. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time.